There are two kinds of mixtures, that is homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. In the overall mixture or in the overall solution, the major part or major amount of quantity will be present is known as solvent, and the minimum amount or the less amount of quantity which is present in solution will be considered as solute. In solid solution, solvent will be solid and solute will be either gas, liquid or solid. Hello everyone, this is Harshita Bhavasar from Vidyashram PU College Temple of Excellence. Today I am going to start a new chapter from the second PUC syllabus, that is solutions. As per the NCERT board and Karnataka State board, we have discussed in day 0, that is some of the lessons or some of the chapters has been deleted. So since the solid state has been deleted, the very next chapter solutions will become the chapter 1 in your second PUC board. So in that chapter we will discuss what are the concepts and its explanation. In the solutions chapter only, how many periods are required to complete, that is 9 hours, and total number of marks or marks weightage according to this chapter is 7 marks. In today's session we will discuss about some of the introductory points, types of solution, in that solid solutions, liquid solutions and gaseous solutions. And we know that in nature most of the mixtures are present and mixture of pure compounds also present, like air, seawater, rocks, soil and even all living organisms are the example, right? These are all the mixtures of pure substances. Solution means how it is related to solution, because we know all the states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gaseous. About states of matter, some of the points you have read in your first PUC. In that solution part you are completely studying in this year. These mixtures are broadly classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. There are two kinds of mixtures, that is homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures means it will combine to form in a only one phase. Heterogeneous means there are 2 or 3 phases can be seen. Homogeneous mixtures are called solutions. Okay, whichever the mixture will come under only one phase, that mixture will be called it as solutions. This unit deals with study of only binary solutions. Here you will see the complete study of binary solutions. Then what do you mean by binary solution? Binary solution means it contains two components, that is solute and solvent. If we mix that solute and solvent, that solute will dissolve into that solvent and it will form solution. Due to those two components, overall solution will be called it as binary solution, and that binary solution will be nothing but homogeneous mixture. Okay, a solution that contains only two components is called binary solution. See here, this is solvent and this is solute. That overall component will form solution. And now, what do you mean by solute and solvent? In the overall mixture or in the overall solution, the major part or major amount of quantity will be present is known as solvent, and the minimum amount or the less amount of quantity which is present in solution will be considered as solute. Okay, see here once again, the component that is present in largest proportion in a solution is called or is known as solvent. The components that are present in smaller proportions in a solution is called solute. The state of existence of the solvent determines the physical state of the solution. How the solvent will be, state of existence will be present, by that determination of physical state of solution can be seen. Here you have to understand what is solute, solvent and its definition. See here, salt or sugar you can take, dissolve in water, and salt or sugar will considered as solute and that water will be considered as solvent. After mixing or after solubility of that solute into that solvent will considered as sugar solution or salt solution. Okay. Next, types of solution. Based on the physical state of the solvent, binary solutions are classified as gaseous solutions, liquid solutions and solid solutions. Based on the physical property of the solvent or physical state of the solvent, the binary solution or the solutions will be considered as gaseous solution, liquid solution and solid solutions. Gaseous solutions, the solutions in which solvent is gas and the solute is either solid, liquid or gas, called as gaseous solution. In liquid solution, liquid will be the solvent and solute will be either solid, liquid or gas, will be call it as liquid solution. In solid solution, solvent will be solid and solute will be either gas, liquid or solid. Okay, these are the three types of solution, that is gaseous solution, liquid solution and solid solution. Whatever the name is present here, that will be in the solvent phase. We will see this types of solution and different types of solution and also its examples. See here, if it is gaseous solution, as its definition will tell, solvent will be always gas and solute, it can be gas, it can be liquid or it can be solid. So, we are doing that permutation combination to understand in which phase, or if we combine two phases, and you have to analyze with a live example. If it is solute in gas phase and solvent also gas phase, mixture of oxygen and nitrogen gas. Two components, that is solute and solvent, which is should be gas and gas. So, mixture of oxygen and nitrogen gas. If solute is liquid, solvent is gas, then liquid is chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas. Here solute is solid, solvent is gas, camphor is solid and nitrogen is gas. Okay, this is one type of different kinds of solution in the gaseous solution. And next, liquid solution. In that liquid solution only different categories are there. In solute, gas, solvent, always liquid will be present in liquid solution. So, oxygen dissolves in water. This is gas, this is liquid. Liquid in liquid, ethanol dissolved in water. Solid and liquid, glucose dissolved in water. These are the simple experiments you have seen in your daily life itself. And this ethanol dissolved in water you have been seen in your lab. Solid solution, your solvent will be solid and solute may be gas, liquid or solid. Gas and solid mixture, solution of hydrogen in palladium. Liquid and solid mixture, amalgam of mercury with sodium. Solid and solid mixture, copper dissolved in gold. Okay, then what do you mean by aqueous solution? In that aqueous solution, water will be the solvent. Suppose NaCl is dissolved in water, means that is the aqueous solution of NaCl. There water will be used as solvent. That will be called it as aqueous solution. Okay. Next. Now you have understood that introduction of solution, that is what is solute, what is solvent, what is solution and types of solution in that different categories with so many examples. Now to understand that solution completely with units, you have to use some units to understand its concentration. So expressing concentration of solutions. To express the concentration of solution, you need some terms, you need some units. Then what are those terms, what it will define and how to use it, we will see now. The concentration of solution is the amount of solute present in given quantity of solvent or solution. The amount of solute present in solvent, based on that amount of solute only concentration of solution will be determined. Units to express the concentration of solution. Concentration of solution is expressed in different units. Some of the common units are molarity, molality and mole fraction. These are the three common terms or common units which will be used to determine the concentration of solution. First we will see molarity. which will be represented by capital M. Molarity of a solution is defined as the number of moles of the solution. See here, molarity will be equivalent to number of moles of solute. How many number of moles present in solute, and which will be divided by or present in volume of the solution in liters. Here liters is very much important. Number of moles of solute by volume of the solution in liters. In that volume of solution, how many number of moles of solute will be present? To identify that, molarity is the term. If Wb gram of the solute of molar mass Mb is dissolved in volume Cm cube of the solution, then molarity is given by, means this much of gram and having molar mass of this much is dissolved in volume Cm cube, then what will be the molarity? Wb into 1000, because liter you have to convert it into, or standard for liter is 1000. So, Wb into 1000, molar mass into V, that is volume. Molarity is expressed in mole per liter, because here you will be used in mole, this is per liter. So, mole per liter, or it can be still simplified as dm cube. So, mole per dm cube. Next, advantages of molarity. By using molarity, what is the advantages? Stoichiometric calculations are simplified since the quantity of the solute expressed in mole. You know what do you mean? What is the stoichiometric equations? That means while balancing the chemical equations, you will use how much moles have been used in reactant, how much moles have been came out from the reaction in the product side. So, in that way, stoichiometric calculations will be easy, because in the molarity, moles have been expressed. Quantity of the solution is easily measured by volume rather than by mass. Here, quantity of the solution is usually in solution will be defined or measured in liters than mass. So, here in molarity also we will use volume. So, it is very much easy. But some of the disadvantages also there in molarity. Molarity of a solution decreases with the increase in temperature, since the volume of increases with the increase in temperature. This molarity is completely dependent on temperature. Whenever the temperature is increases, volume will also increase. That time, that formula whatever we have used, and also the molarity of a solution will also changes. Okay, if it is independent of a temperature, if it is present like that, so we can use easily, and it was an advantage of molarity. Since it is dependent on temperature, it is a completely disadvantage of molarity. Thus, molarity is temperature dependent and cannot be used in experiments that involve temperature variations in the solution. Okay. The exact amount of the solvent in a given volume of the solution cannot be determined if the density of the solution is not known. The exact amount of solvent in a given volume, if the density is not known, okay, if the density is not known of the solution, whatever we are using in the experiment, so we cannot use this method to analyze the experiment. With knowing density only, we can use the molarity term. So, these are the two disadvantages and these are the two advantages of molarity. We will see one problem. Calculate the molarity of a solution containing 5 gram of sodium hydroxide in 450 ml of solution. Molar mass of NaOH, because this is molar mass, before going to the formula, we have to know all the terms are present or not. So, molar mass of NaOH, Mb, that is 23 plus 16 plus 1, that is 40 gram per mole. So, here the normal formula Wb into 1000 by Mb into V. We are substituting all the numericals into that formula. 5 into 1000 divided by 40 into 450. Overall 0.278 molarity will come. Okay. And here if they can miss any of the term, and you have to take it to the left hand side and you have to calculate by the given terms. Next, molality. Molality is defined by small m. Molality of a solution is defined as the number of moles of the solute dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent. Here little bit similar definition is there, but the major difference between molarity and molality is, in molarity 1 liter of solvent can be seen, but here 1 kg of the solvent can be seen. That was completely in liter or volume, it is completely in mass, in kg. Molality is denoted by small m and it is calculated by expression molality is equal to number of moles of solute by mass of the solvent in kg, that is kilogram. Okay. Same formula but is different in kg and liter. If W be gram of the solute of molar mass, Mb is dissolved in, if Wa gram of the solvent, then molality is given by molality equal to, this is common Wb into 1000, this is Wa because two weights have been seen here, this is normal molar mass. Then molality is expressed by mole per kg, not mole per liter, this is mole per kg. Next advantage of molality. Molality is a temperature independent quantity, therefore this unit can be conveniently used in experiments involving temperature variations. This is not like molarity was completely temperature dependent, and in temperature variations experiment you can use that term, but molality is completely temperature independent term. So in the temperature variations having experiments can be used easily and conveniently. The exact mass of the solvent in a given amount of the solution can be calculated easily. That was, the exact mass of the solvent was not calculated if the density of the solution was not known. But this method can be easily detected when the exact mass of the solvent in a given amount of the solution can be calculated. This is the advantages of molality. We'll see one problem. Calculate molality of 2.5 gram of ethanoic acid, that is acetic acid, in 75 gram of benzene. Formula: molality equal to Wb into 1000 by Mb into Wa, two weights, that is Wb 2.5, Wa 75 gram. Wb equal to 2 into, this is Mb, okay, Mb equal to 2 into 12 plus 4 into 1 plus 2 into 16, overall 60 gram per mole. So if you analyze all the terms into formula, 2.5 into 1000 divided by 60 into 75, 0.5556 molal will be seen. Okay, this is the formula to calculate molality. Little bit difference is there between molarity and molality. So keep concentrating over it and do the problems. And in the next session, we will see some of the other units which will be expressed for the concentration of solution, that is mole fraction, mass percentage and volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage can be seen, and also solubility concept. I hope you have understood completely whatever I have taught today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you. Till that, stay positive and keep studying day by day itself. Thank you.